All right, so thank you for joining us live or catching the replay of this. This is our October 4th team call. We've got a great lineup. It was awesome to hear all of your feedback on what you wanted to hear about. So, hopefully, what we have prepared for you will be helpful with your business. I am going to just make a few announcements first, and then we will begin. All right, so we're going to be hearing about our best practices. But first, just some recognition for the month of September. I posted this in our team page. But congratulations to everyone who is listed here, because no matter if you officially hit Success Club or not, you have changed a life this month. And that is tremendous because that is our number one job as a coach. So, congratulations to Amy Zuckett. She literally killed this month with Success Club 16, which is tremendous because Amy hasn't even, I mean, that was her second month in the business, but technically that was her first full month of the business. So she has hit Success Starters 2 months in a row on her way to reaching Success Starters for the third month, which would earn her a free ticket to Summit, which is incredible. So, way to go, Amy. Diana with Success Club 8, Nicole with 5, and then Lindsay, Jen, Megan, Ashley, Terry, Melissa, Lisa, Casey, Tina, Rob, and Kelly, all with Success Club points as well. So, way to go. I'm very proud of all of you. I know some of you have loaded schedules and so much going on, and you are still making time to, just share your journey, what you're doing, and help people along the way. All right, so we have another month of these challenge packs, and this officially will be the last month for all of these most popular challenge packs to be on promotion. So take advantage of it. Definitely let people know, follow up with those interested, because all of these prices are going to be either going up or the little extras are going to be taken away. This is just some reminders for some things that are going on in the near future and that I may have not added to our cover photo. So, next week we have our 5-day Shakeology group on October 10th. And we mentioned last month that we would also like to utilize this group as not only people sampling Shakeology, but also if you have customers that are brand new to Shakeology. So, if they got a challenge pack last month and are new to it, this is a great group to add them to, because not only are they going to see a bunch of different recipes that they can try, but also they are really going to get some good information about Shakeology and the value with drinking it daily and continuing to drink it daily. So invite people that have never tried it and want to sample it, and invite those people that purchased challenge packs last month. We have a Good Morning Vibes free 1 week group that's also going to start next week. And this is a group that I'm excited about because I've been reading The Miracle Morning. You may have seen my posts. I'm on day 16 of The Miracle Morning, and it's just basically a routine that you follow in the morning just to really start your day in a positive way. And it's not going to be completely following that routine, but it's just going to be giving suggestions of positive ways to start your day, including workouts. So, short workouts will be included each day. Also, just tips on maybe becoming more of a morning person or getting yourself out of bed a little bit earlier each day. So, I'm excited about this. This is free, it's 1 week, and it starts on the 10th as well. Something that I did not add to the cover photo is that I'm going to, in the past, we've done like a preview group for a new program coming out. I've also done it as an event, and that's the way I'm going to run it for Core to Force. So I will be opening a Core to Force event starting the week before it comes out. So it'll start on October 24th. I'll post about it as it comes closer to that time, but just something to keep in the back of your mind, something that you can invite people to. And this is not the challenge group that's starting October 24th. This is an event just to learn about the program and see if it would be a good fit for them and see if they want to join us when we do start our test group in November. Also, it was announced that Core de Force Challenge Packs will be released on October 31st, and the base kits will be released on November 1st. So keep that in mind, and they will definitely have a promotion. I haven't heard the price yet, but there will be a promotion run with that program like all of our other programs that come out. Okay, this is a biggie. This is important. Super Saturday is coming up at the end of the month on October 29th. Sometimes they're held on Friday or Sunday, just depending on your location. But you can look in the online office and find a location near you. I can't stress enough that events are really important because, even I consider our team calls an event. We get to see each other's faces and be together as a team. And that's basically what it's like at a Super Saturday. And you just get to be surrounded by other coaches, hear their stories, get some trainings, and it's a great place to just get your momentum going again, get picked up a bit, realize that you're a part of something, and it's not just you. This is you're part of a team, our team, and you're part of our team Beachbody too. So check out the Super Saturdays near you. All right, and we have our best practices lineup. So fun fact about all of these people on here, Diana, Melissa, Megan, Lisa, Terry, Amy, and myself, all are currently teachers or have a teaching background. So how about that? So I know that this is a part of being a coach that I love sharing with all of you. And I think that stems a lot from my teaching background. So we are truly going to hear from some great teachers tonight. And we are going to start with Diana. So I'm going to stop sharing so we can see Diana and she can tell you what she is going to be sharing about.
Hey, everybody. So I am getting to share a little bit about one of my favorite things in the entire world, which is professional development, personal development. And I don't have any special fancy slides or anything like that, but just wanted to share kind of why I do my personal development every single day, and then ways in which I'm able to sneak it in. And ironically enough, as I was kind of going through my day-to-day, I spotted an article that said, How to Be a Super Achiever, 10 Qualities That Matter. And one of them talked about listening and remaining open and to learning new things. And so when I think about what that means for me as a coach and just as a person in general, always trying to learn and find ways to get better as a person. And so as a principal, and before that when I was an assistant principal, and last year when I was traveling a ton, it was pretty tricky to get in the personal development when I was trying to sit down and read a book. It just wasn't happening for me in that way. I love to sit down and read, but I think many of us on this call are really busy ladies. And so my top tricks for getting my personal development in is, one, making it audio for yourself. So I have both Audible and I have podcasts that I listen to regularly. If you want to message me, I'm happy to share some of my favorite ones. And so what I do, I have three major times that I am able to listen to my personal development. One, when I know my workouts well enough. I'm sure some of you can probably repeat what Shalene says in PIO, or you can tell us exactly when Tony is going to tell you to do something, or when Sean tells you to dig deeper, or Autumn tells you something. So I end up lowering the actual sound on the screen, and I'm listening. I'll just put on my iPhone and just have one of my Audible books or one of my podcasts going. Also when I'm getting ready. So instead of just listening to the radio or listening to television in the background, I am getting ready to either the Chalene Show, or I also sometimes watch YouTube videos as I'm getting ready. A lot of Melanie's videos or other videos will be on my countertop as I'm doing my makeup. And then I currently this year have a really long commute. And so my last and final tip or trick to getting in your personal development is just getting it on the road. For some of you parents, I know it might be hard, or you're thinking about, oh, well, I don't know if my kids are going to like listening to that. I know Michelle's kids, they love a couple of the books or podcasts that she listens to. Or if you want, depending on how you feel about this, I often just have one little headphone in to my phone, just so I can listen as I drive. So those are my tips and tricks to getting my personal development in every day. And I think just all of the little nuggets that you can pick up really help expand your ability to do your job, both as a person and make you better as a human being. So those are my tips.
Awesome. Thanks, Diana. I appreciate it. Okay, and she leads a very busy life, that lady right there. So way to fit it in still. Okay, Melissa, you are up, girl.
Hey guys.
Yeah, hey, shout out to Melissa for your post though tonight. I just absolutely love.
Oh my gosh.
Like, you made me cry. I told you
that's my first official post like that, and like, okay, y'all, my stomach, everything else, I'm like, okay, looking good. My stomach's still like, ugh, but I'm like, you know what? If I don't do it, no one else is gonna do it.
I was very proud.
But anyways, yeah, Diana, I don't know how you do it. You are superwoman for sure. But I wanted to, so I have, we talk a lot about the power hour and how important it is to like be specific and goal oriented and have a game plan. And so as a teacher and a mom and just busy myself, like I have adapted that. But I found that in my business, that if I'm not tracking my business, then like I don't get it all in, and then I don't see progress, and then things might not get done. So my topic is to share what I'm using as a tracker currently, and how it helps me stay accountable to what I need to do daily in my business. So I'm going to share my screen, and this is actually a document. Michelle, did we figure out where we got the document?
It was from another coach group, but it actually is in our team page. So, and I can show where the trackers are in our team page whenever I talk to you guys.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to share the screen so that I can pull it up. Okay, so what's cool about this tracker is that it's designed based on your level on the leadership ladder. And if that's not something you're familiar with, then definitely get in touch with your personally sponsored coach and they can explain it more. But so the first section obviously is just general coach. And it has like a monthly action plan, which would be great to do right now since it's the beginning of October. And it lays it all out there for you. So it's not really like a guessing game. Then it has like a weekly action plan if you wanted to get more specific per week. And these two I haven't done yet, but this is something that I'm adding right now as well. And then it has a daily action plan, which I'm not really doing, but this is kind of what I wanted to share with you. So this is a power hour kind of checklist. Now, this does seem very overwhelming. I understand that. And it can seem overwhelming. However, I've learned that I have to be super specific and I need it laid out very detailed in order for me to really get the most bang for my buck, if that makes any sense to you guys. So this kind of has it all laid out for business tasks. It has it broken into connection and building relationships. expanding your market, inviting and following up, posting, and then it has, let's see, at the bottom it has like things you can work on in general for the week. And then you just check it off for each day of the week. And then I make tons of notes, and I'll show you my one for this week in just a minute. It also has, and there's team builder trackers. So same thing for team builder. And then leader trackers. And then it goes into like ways to organize your business, which is kind of cool. And you can flip through this as well. There's all kinds of different things that you can check out. So that is on our team, in our file section of our team page. But I just really wanted to share like what a huge difference it makes when you really do track. And like I've gotten, I started school August 1st. So the whole month of August, I was just in a haze, and I got like super lazy with my tracking, and my business reflected that. And I had to like really step back and say, look, you know what? Nothing's going to change unless you really are specific and detailed with what you're doing. So this is what I'm doing right now. This is this week's. Now, I've got stuff written all over it because I'm keeping notes for our coach challenge, but I'm going throughout the day, and my power hour, like where it says commenting and building relationships, when you're commenting on people know's posts and stuff, like I just try to do that. Whenever I got a free second throughout the day, I just try to check Facebook. Oh, okay, let me say something about this, just so that I'm always constantly present as often as possible. And then I kind of check back in at the end of the day and kind of reevaluate where I am when I'm doing the rest of my power hour in the evening. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. It's a work in progress. It's always changing. I'm always learning new ways. I'm always saying, yeah, that didn't work. I need to reevaluate and try something different. So I'm always willing to learn if you guys have great tips. And if you ever have more questions, please just don't hesitate to ask. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Thank you, Melissa. I will definitely show you where all those trackers are, because I think that's a very important part of this business, is tracking things. You think you're doing things, but when you really get it down on paper and look at it, and it helps a lot. So unfortunately, Megan is not feeling well, so let's all say a prayer that she's okay. She decided to rest tonight, take care of herself and baby Adler. So Megan is apologized for not being able to join us tonight. But we have Lisa next to share. You just have to unmute yourself. There you go.
Unmuted and sharing from the downstairs bathroom because we just did bedtime. So, okay. How do I share my screen?
So at the bottom,
Okay.
there's going to be a bar, and that you should see where it says green. There's a green share screen at the bottom.
Share content?
So you're on your, you said you're on your iPad, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know what it looks like. Is anyone else on their iPad right now? Does anyone see where it says share screen? You can try share content.
Okay.
See what that does.
Oh, I can do this. Okay.
Is that right?
I think so, yeah. I can share it from my Google Drive. So my topic is layering in PD.
We don't see anything though.
Okay, yes, I'm getting there.
Okay.
All right. I'm opening my Google Drive. Okay. Okay. Wow.
There you go.
Did that work?
Yep. You're good.
What? Okay, great. Okay, So my topic is layering in personal development. And just, is it moving? Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. So this is a little bit of just quick background on me. These are my before and after pictures on my own, BBB, Before Beachbody. I tried Insanity, oh gosh, in 2014, and I quit after 2 weeks, but the pictures on the left are my before photos. Then my sister got cancer, and I started running, and we kind of did it together and got in shape together. I lost 20 pounds on my own in a year, and then during that time, Diana invited me to a few challenge groups, and I kept saying no to her because I could do it on my own. I had my sister, we were doing it together, and I just couldn't add anything new. And I was honestly scared of the 21-day fix. So I just, stuck with what I knew. I was a runner. So I went back to running, and I lost 20 pounds. And I thought, I did a great job. So then I got a part-time job with Hopkins, and I gained 10 of those pounds back, and I was so angry. And literally 3 seconds after I got off the scale, Diana messaged me and asked me if I wanted to do the 3-day refresher with her, and I said yes. And I had been researching Shakeology, and I had been researching the 21-day fix for about a month beforehand. And then she just kind of literally, she always just knows right when I need her. And sorry. That was literally one of those moments. So I started coaching right away with the 21-day fix. I signed up right away as a discount coach because I knew I wanted that discount on Shakeology. And then I shared that I was nervous about getting the workouts in with the girls in my school. So they were like, oh, well, we'll do it together. We'll just do it after school before we all go home, and we'll do it with you. So we did. And so we started November 26, 2015. And since then, we've done the 21-day fix, 21-day fix extreme, P90X3, 22-minute hardcore, and PiYo. They don't really like PiYo as much as I do. But so they kind of just dabbled in it with me. But there were a couple girls that stuck with me. So those are my before and after pictures for 21-day fix after 2 rounds. And then here is the big difference. Like, it was the same weight, but I looked way better because I had more muscle tone, and I was just really living a much healthier lifestyle and eating way better than I was on my own. So that's the fitness and nutrition side of it. But the real change in me came when Michelle kind of advertised this Chalene Johnson 30-day push challenge to the team. And I was like, all right, I like this kind of stuff. Sure, let's do it. So I kind of layered in the fitness first, then the nutrition, meal planning, and then I was like, all right, I'm ready. I'm ready to start this PD thing they talk about. So it was really fast. Every day it was like maybe a 3 to 5 minute video and then a short assignment. And we had a team challenge group on Facebook, and we checked in every day, and I just loved it. Like, I fell in love with Chalene Johnson, and when it was over, I was like kind of sad about it and decided I wanted to do it again. So I led my own group. I think I led one like every other month after that. And in the meantime, I kind of discovered that I really liked listening to her in the morning. So I pretty much stopped listening to the radio on my way to work, and I started listening to her podcast. And I really focused in on all of the episodes that had to do with the 30-day push. So I could really get deeper into the content. I could really make sure that I was mastering those skills that she was talking about in the 30-day push. And I basically listened to those shows over and over and over until I felt like I got them. And then I started noticing when I would listen to them over again, I would notice that, oh, I am doing those things. Like, that is something I do every day now, or I need to work on that. I'm not quite there with that skill yet. So that's how my PD journey started. Since then, it's just kind of morphed and evolved. So this is literally a screenshot of where I keep my apps for the podcasts and Audible. I also enjoy TED Talks every once in a while, but these are the podcasts that I listen to. So my push goal for Shalene for the 30-day push was organizing my time and space. So a lot of my podcasts have to do with that. I found an Organized 365 podcast. I listen to the National Wake Up Call. I don't listen to it live. I listen to it from the podcast. And then Shalene actually had Lewis Howes on the show, on one of her shows. So that's how I got into him. And also Diana likes him. Pretty much anything Diana has listened to, I in turn listen to, because she's a great coach. So then, so that's on the podcast side. And then on the I also downloaded Audible. I get 1 credit a month. I think it's $14.95. And then every so often they have like $5 sales. So I'll grab a couple books when they're on sale as well. So I've listened to Rising Strong, Year of Yes, You Are a Badass. And that was Terry's recommendation, which was really, really good. And then The Compound Effect, which I think a couple other coaches have listened to that one as well. So pretty much for a long time, I was listening to the podcast in the morning and then just kind of relaxing on the way home, listening to music. And then during the Coaches Challenge in May and June, I just went all in and I started listening. Anytime I was in the car by myself, I was listening to PD. So the other thing we did was Diana ran these 2 challenge groups. So that was, that's the PD that I did during those months. It was Rising Strong, Getting Stronger, and the Year of Yes with Shonda Rhimes. And every day she would have a prompt. So not only was I listening to the PD, but I was processing it. I was making sure that I was applying it to my life, which is when you get into PD, you can kind of just run through all the podcasts and you can listen to them. But I think a really important piece that I was missing for a while was actually applying it to my life, to my practice, to my business. So that's kind of when I slowed down a little and was like, you know what, I need to stop, I need to slow down, and I need to really start thinking and reflecting on these things. So that's what the challenge groups kind of helped me realize, that it's not just listening to it, it's also applying it to your life. And then there's also some good old-fashioned books, when I do have time to read. And The Alchemist it's not per se a PD book, but I kind of took it as a PD book because it's really all about like following your dreams and following your passion. So if you want to read an actual book that is PD-ish, definitely pick up and check out The Alchemist. I did order the hard copy of Year of Yes, and I did actually read through it, and then I listened to it as well. And then Perfectly Imperfect, a book I got from Diana. And then outside of Beachbody, Diana ran a Together Leader PD group for a bunch of educators. That was also really, really well done. So I think the biggest thing that I can say about PD is you just want to make sure that you are doing it every day and listening to it every day, and then applying what you learn and reflecting on it, and not just blindly hopping from one book to the next. And that really kind of, the last one that I did was listen to and finish was The Compound Effect. And he really like honed in on this, that you really want to make sure that the idea of layering in, and that if you go all in with something and you're really not ready for it, you're probably going to quit. So I really kind of took his advice seriously and stepped back a little and tried to do a lot more reflecting. Sometimes I'll listen to classical music on my way home now, and I'll just reflect on the PD. I'll reflect on the day. I'll reflect on how I, want to be better as a teacher, as a mom, as a person, as a coach. And then when I do have time to actually read and stay awake at night, I do. But other than that, I think the best way, like Diana said, getting it in is Audible, the PD, or the podcasts, and really just taking recommendations from other coaches of what they're listening to, and just kind of letting one thing lead to another.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. I think a big takeaway from Diana and Lisa is that It obviously impacts so many areas of your life. I mean, this isn't just for coaching. It not only does it make you a better coach, but it's so many other areas as well. And I think that's what I've learned as well the more I do it. So great, thank you. So now you have to unshare. There you go. Okay. All right. So is Terry back? Oh yeah, Terry's there. She had to run to get her power cord. Terry is up next.
Of course I'm up next. Can you hear me? Okay, good.
Yes, yeah.
Crazy night. My son had a baseball game from 6 to 8, and I normally just, get to sit there and play with my phone and do other things. And my husband was like, "Hey, will you run the scoreboard tonight?" I was like, "Sure, I'd be glad to." So then I actually had to really pay attention and focus on like every ball and strike. And so I'm like on overload right now. Okay. So let me see if my windows will actually be open now that my computer died. Yes. Okay. So share. Okay. Can someone tell me if you can see that?
I cannot see anything.
Okay. Let me go back. Here we go. Now you can. Okay, good. Okay, so I was trying to figure out what would be a good thing to add. So one thing that I've kind of been experiencing lately is really the importance of following up with people, because it has worked out pretty well for me. And so I just have a couple like messages to share and just a few odds and ends here about that. So we're all busy, and we all know it's easy for us to miss a message or think you responded to someone when you didn't, which I do that all the time. And, when it's messages that people send you on Facebook and things like that, it may not be as big a deal, but like at work as a teacher, if a parent sends me a message and I don't respond, that's a really big deal. So, but it happens. You think you've responded or you're not really sure, you missed something. And so that happens to everyone. And so I always find that it's important to just kind of kindly and politely reach back out to people. And I was very nervous about doing this for a while because I felt like I'm being an itch, I'm getting in people's face, and people are going to get annoyed with me. And you know what? There probably are some people out there who get annoyed. But for the most part, people have been really kind when I've done it. Sometimes people don't respond because they're not sure what to say. And so you might just need to kind of reframe what you're putting out there, or explain it a little bit more clearly so that people know what you're offering and where you're coming from. Sometimes people don't respond because they have questions, but they're not necessarily willing to reach out and ask the questions. So you have to kind of get back to them and try to keep that conversation going in order to find out what those questions are and answer them. And sometimes people just need an extra push. And it doesn't mean that you're pushy. It just means that they need someone in their ear a couple of times saying, "Hey, I'm still here. I'm still willing to help you." And that every once in a while it will do the trick. And, a polite message, and I have some examples on the next screen, a voice message if you're comfortable doing that. Or the one I was just going to share was a phone call. So I have a friend from high school who bought a challenge pack, I want to say maybe back in like May or June. And we had been messaging for months prior to that. And she's super busy. She travels for work. She has a little boy. She's a single mom, and just really hard to pin down. And she finally did buy a challenge pack, and she was, just kind of going on doing her thing, not really participating too much in the groups, but a little bit here and there. And after a few months, or even sometimes with some people just a month, I'll reach out and say, "Hey, if you're going to keep doing this, drinking Shakeology, you might want to consider becoming a coach for the discount." And I kind of go through that whole thing. And she was notorious for not replying to my messages. And then like weeks later, she might reply, or if I sent, 2 or 3 more, she would reply. And we kept trying to set up a time to talk on the phone. She had said she wanted to do a new workout program. And I thought, well, this is perfect. She needs a new workout. She's still drinking Shakeology. She should become a coach and get a new challenge pack. So back and forth. Can we talk this weekend? No, I'm away this weekend. No, can we talk? I mean, this went on for like a month and a half. So the other day I was getting my hair cut. I came out and I was like, I'm just going to call her. And I called her in my car, and she was like, oh my God, I'm so glad you called me. What's going on? I really want to get a new workout. And I just kind of laid it on. I'm like, here's what I think. I think you should cancel your original Shakeology, buy a new challenge pack, become a coach. And she was like, all right, let's do it. Sounds great. Send me an email. And it was like, that was all it took, was just a phone call. All of that back and forth messaging, waiting for her to respond. It was like, I just picked up the phone and called her, and boom, it was done. So sometimes that's the kind of reaching out that you need to do. So these are just some examples of messages that I have sent recently. I just tried to go through and kind of copy and paste them in here. And these are definitely follow-up messages. So these are people I had messaged with back and forth, and some of these people still haven't gotten back in touch with me. So I'm still, waiting a week or two and reaching back out to them again. Sometimes I say, hey, I don't, wasn't sure if you got my message yet, or if if you had a chance to read this, or maybe you missed it, but just wanted to see what you were thinking. And I've even gone so far as to say to people, hey, it's okay if you don't want to do this. Please just let me know. And I had someone reach out to me the other day, a friend of a friend, for a different company, and she had invited me to an event, and it was a very similar type of structure that we use. And I got back to her and I said, I'm not interested right now, but I wanted to get back to you because it bothers me so much when people don't get back to me. And she was very appreciative of that. So like I said, just kind of press on. It's a good idea to be keeping track of who you've messaged and when you message them, so you can, let a little bit of time pass and reach back out again. But it definitely does pay off. So that's it.
Thanks, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I think we can all relate to how hard sometimes it is or in the past, how hard it has been to start a health and fitness program or get on track, working at, you know what I mean? Like, for some of us, it comes a lot easier, but we know there are so many people out there that it does not come easy at all. And I think that's huge, Sherry, that, they do need the extra push to get started. They need your help to get started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so thank you. All right, so we have Amy up next. So Amy is, she was the top of our leaderboard. She is our new coach. I thought it would be helpful for her to share just some best practices, since she is literally brand new, and what she's been doing and how she has seen success so quickly. So take it away, Amy.
Hi. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm brand new. Nice to see everybody again. It's been kind of a whirlwind month and a half. So, but what's worked for me is just sharing what I'm doing. I took my shirt off and put it on Facebook, for God's sakes. I mean, come on. So I just share it. I'm just myself, and I find that when I'm just posting things that are me or real, I mean, not that, when you're just being yourself, you get more back. And I've had more people come up to me out of the blue and said, hey, what are you doing? You look great. I had a Facebook message from a girl from high school yesterday, and she's like, you've inspired me. Tell me about it. I sent her a link. She signed up. That was that. Like, boom. So you just need to put yourself out there. If you're not willing to put yourself out there, then no one's going to know what you're doing, and you don't know who you're, affecting. You don't know who's watching. You don't know who's at home going, I feel like garbage, and oh my God, my friend just did this and looks incredible. And if she can do it, then I can do it. So I think when it's somebody you know that's had a major transformation, and I've had a major transformation with the 21 Day Fix. So I went from like mom belly to six pack in 21 days. Like never in my life have I had this body. So I think it's easier when someone's like, oh my God, I know that person. That person isn't just some stock before and after picture that doesn't mean anything to me. So if you can put it out there and it's you, and then your friends are like, holy shit, that person just did that. It's bigger than just some picture that you just like, oh, here's the before and after. This can happen. But when it's somebody you know, then it's like, oh, okay, they can do it then. But that's what's been working for me. I just put it out there. I'm sure there are people that are sick of seeing my face and hearing this voice, but it's what it is. So
I think, like, I know we've heard it so much, but so Amy's being a product of the product, that's like been a huge focus for her, and she's sharing what she's doing. And I think that we've heard that so much in general, just from like Beachbody and corporate, like picking a program, sticking to it, sharing your journey, that kind of thing. And that's definitely an important part of, of our job. So, and obviously just sharing and putting it out there, like Amy said, not being afraid to do that. And obviously that's nerve-wracking.
it's scary.
It took me so long
Yeah.
before I put my before and after pictures. I told Amy the first time that I put my before and after pictures, my head was cut off because I was nervous. Like, how many teachers are on this call right now? Like, I was nervous as a teacher. I didn't want people to think that I was like, like flaunting myself or anything, which clearly I wasn't. But so my first time, I had no head, just bodies. But yeah, so great job, Amy. Thank you so much. Okay. I am going to share my screen. I'm going to.
Maybe I should put a fake smiley face in my pictures.
No way. No. No, I should say the reason why I got over it is because I realized that, I'm not like flaunting myself. And this was because I wanted to inspire people and help people. And I wanted to portray that,
Right. Yeah.
Definitely 100% portray that. So,
Yeah.
So no, I don't think you should. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my desktop for now. Can you guys see my keynote? Can anyone see my presentation?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, all right, thank you, because I can't see you guys now. All right, so here are some of my best practices, and then I'm going to show you where some of those checklists are, because I included that in here as well. So Terry talked about follow-up. My first suggestion is to create a follow-up list at the beginning of the month. Okay, so today's the 4th. If you didn't get it done the 1st, that's fine. Today is a great day, or tomorrow is a great day to do this. I basically go back through. I do paper and pencil. I keep track in my notebooks. I date every single day, so I know exactly when I spoke with people. So, and I have like all my notebooks, so I literally will go back through them and create my follow-up list. And why this makes it so easy is that you spend time to make that follow-up list at the beginning of the month, but then every single day you have people right there in front of you that you can easily, these are people that you want to continue to hold that relationship with them, continue that conversation with them, check in with them, whether they were interested in something or not. You're just keeping that connection, keeping that conversation. So it just makes it very easy to make sure you're getting in those messages each day when you have that list of people to work from. The second thing is my suggestion, and this was very difficult for me. And I'm sure that I can't see you guys, so I can't tell you to raise your hands right now, but I'm sure you all could raise your hands. It's by thinking that by your friend requesting, they're just going to think that you just want to sell them something, or you're just becoming a friend with them because you want to sell something and you want it for your like own personal benefit. And my biggest thing is that I got over the fact that no, that's not what I want. This, being a coach, you build relationships, you make new friends, you meet new people. That's part of being a coach. And by friend requesting these people with, and you can look at your suggested list so you can see common friends that you have, and you can see profile pictures. Sometimes you can see more on their profiles than others. And when you friend request those 2 to 5 people each day on Facebook, or if you're, I use other, I use Instagram and Snapchat and stuff, but I mainly, majority of my connections come from Facebook. So I make those friend requests each day. So then not only am I following up and keeping conversations with those connections with those people that I'm already friends with, but then I'm friend requesting and making these new friends. So then at number 3, everyone accepts my friendship. I don't have many people that don't accept my friendship. So then the following day after they have accepted my friend request, or maybe it takes a day or 2, depending on how often they're on, I can then make that new connection and send them a quick message. And my message is nothing, I might say just like, hey, how are you? I might mention people that we have, the friends that we have in common. I might mention something, as a mom and, working with a lot of moms, I often see profile pictures with their children. I love like the professional pictures with families and things. So I might mention something and compliment their profile picture or cover photo, because a lot of people use those professional pictures. I just make it like very generic and just to spark up a conversation. But that's my way of being able to make those new connections each day. So I'm making connections and continuing conversations by all that follow-up list, and then making the new connections. And when you go into Facebook, you could actually go to your friends list and go to recently added. So then once you look at your recently added friends, you can see the new friends that you've added to your friend list, and then they're obviously at the top, and that's how you can find their names easily and be able to even go to their profile and check it out and find something to start a conversation with. So that's how I make new connections. Number 4 is to, and I've talked about this before, is to create weekly and daily to-do lists to work from. This is huge for me because, and like we said about using a tracker, that's my number 5 too, finding a tracker that works for you. When you have lists to work from, you're so much more, and for me at least, I find that I'm so much more productive when I have this, and this to do. So I have in my, I've shared that I have an Erin Condren planner, and for each week on Sunday nights, I create a weekly list, and that includes items that I would like to get done that sometime during that week, not necessarily on a certain day, but things that need to get done during the week. And then each night I make a daily to-do list for the next day. Now for you personally, maybe you want to make that daily to-do list first thing in the morning. For me personally, it's the night before. And this is totally something that we learned from Chalene Johnson from 30 Day Push that Lisa was talking about, which is a great program to go through. So I make that daily to-do list, and those are the things that I want to get done that day. And I might transfer something from my weekly list over to my daily to-do list and make sure that I get that thing, whatever it is, done on that particular day. Now, these are extra things. These are like, scheduling posts for a new challenge group. This is picking up Jordan's tux this week for his he's the ring bearer in Casey's wedding. They're personal items and they're business items. Now for my business activities, the 4 vital behaviors, those things that I absolutely want to get done each day, I don't necessarily add those to my to-do list. Instead, I use a tracker. And this is just what I wanted to show you. Can someone tell me if you can see my Facebook? I can't see you.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so I just wanted to show you in the file section, there's a ton of different resources that I try to add in here, and I've showed it before. But I just added this most recent one that Heather reminded me of that Kendra Fletcher had posted. This is a Beachbody weekly to-do list. So, and there's even like a power hour checklist section, and it has it run Monday through Sunday. It has the vital behaviors section, and then here are just other activities that you could add to it that you do on a daily basis. And then these special to-dos, that's even helpful for, you know, weekly assignments, like I was mentioning, some things that you want to accomplish. Like it says that accomplished during the week sometime, not on a specific day. And there's even a scheduler there if you want to block out certain times that you can get things done. So that's an option. I know you've probably seen this one. This is our weekly tracker. It has all the vitals and most important things to do in the business. And I try to include the most important up top, you know, to make sure you get, especially if you are very limited on time and you just can't fit everything in. You know, these are some of the things that you can focus on up top and work towards getting everything done at the bottom as well. So there's that one. And then I just wanted to show you the ones, because I know they're like way down here, because Melissa and I were talking about this. We were talking about this recently. I can't remember how far it was down. I need to delete some of the stuff if I can. Where is it? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, see it? Coach tracker based on your leader ladder. So this is exactly what Melissa just showed you, which I love that it's very eye appealing. But so if you want to get into the monthly action plan, the weekly action plan, and then your Coach Power Hour, which is basically a tracker, there's that as well. So I definitely recommend using, just trying to get back. I definitely recommend using a tracker because it helps you a ton with keeping up with your business activities. And I think a big thing is that you, Melissa said it perfectly. You're willing to grow and change and try different things. So this is the perfect time. This is the beginning of October. Look at last month. How did last month go? Were you happy with the way things were going? What do you think you did well? What do you think you could work on? What ideas from this call can you take and use in your business? And I think it's important to be willing to adapt and change and do things differently. You know, we can get stuck in our ways sometimes, you know, and want to just keep doing it the same way, but you really have to assess yourself. If something's working, keep doing it. But if, you know, if things aren't working or going the way you want them to go, you need to kind of assess and figure out, what can I do differently? What can I change? And I think some of the ideas tonight were some great ideas to implement into your business. So I figured this was going to totally take up most of our time. Just some ideas for after this call to continue, just some of the takeaway things that you could do. I knew we weren't going to get to these, but just some ideas. Create a follow-up list for the month. So tonight or tomorrow, create a list. You still have the majority of the month. Start getting in the habit of those friend requests so you can make those new connections. And then just keep in mind that we have our Good Morning Vibes group and our 5-day Shakeology group to invite to. That's next week. And then maybe take some time after this call to make a to-do list for tomorrow and see how that works out for you. All right, does anyone have any questions at all before we get off? I know we gave you quite a bit of information. Hopefully it was helpful. Any questions? I'll check the chat box. No questions? Okay. Well, thank you so much for getting on. I always appreciate seeing your faces live on the call. And for those of you that are listening, thank you for listening. All right. As always, I'm always here to help. So anything, post on the team page. And Keep up with the coach challenge and the new coach training. You guys are doing great.
All right. Thanks. Good night.
Bye.